All right, first and foremost, we give all praise, honor, and glory unto the Most High God, Yahweh. We do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Christ. Back with another Friday night class. This week we're live. I'll probably put this on the main page after it goes down, but we have to live stream from Street Saga for the time being.
All right, that means everybody with social media needs to share it.
Yeah, because our regular audience, even though we put out a damn video early, I'm sure that everybody's going, well, where's it? Where's class? On Saga. Come to Saga. There's a lot of videos y'all might not have seen on Saga. Also, while you're at it. Okay. That noise, make a lot of noise. Doing God knows what. But yeah. So we back. As usual, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and got a few things that we need to go into tonight. First and foremost, you got my Facebook. Go to my Facebook. All right. Go to my Facebook. Maya.
I need to turn the hotspot on. This is horrible.
Whoever get my Facebook, just let me know when you got it. Oh, who's seen this? Who's familiar with the Watchmen reports in the room? I knew this brother was going. The good old Watchmen report. Who's heard of these people before? They hate Hispanics and they hate mulatto. They hate me. They said some things about me as well. Who's seen them baptizing white people? You hate Hispanics so much. You hate mixed brothers so much. They are baptizing white people in the God knows where. I don't know where they're at. Right? But I'm talking about they had a whole gang of white people at this event. Just dipped. Look at this. They're in the kiddie pool. They're in the kiddie pool. This is holy. This is of God. Baptizing in the kiddie pool. All right, white folks. Filthy. Yeah. If you could scroll down.
Cesspool.
That's what it is. This is a cesspool. Baptizing you in a cesspool is what the Watchmen report does. This same guy put a razor to his head, right? You remember he put a razor, and then he said, "See, because I'm an elder, y'all might not understand. God, He dealing with me directly, so He might tell me to do things that contradict the law." The man said it on video. This is amazing, and people are following this nutbag. That's who. Remember the girl who made the video about us? She was following them. She was following them. Yeah, it's all right. They don't forgot about her by now. I wouldn't check the channel out the other day and had a video in about 8 months.
She fell out of
That's too bad. She's back in the world. That's what I need right there. I'll have him grab it. Go down. It's an article. Down.
Yeah, man, my internet's really
Oh my goodness. Okay, you got it right here, Sergeant. It's all right. I have you read whole Ezekiel 36. Click that one, and we're gonna go into it. New report recently. You know they poll a lot, right? Take polls, presidential polls, all kind of political agenda polls. So they took a poll recently. What is this via? This via Yahoo now. So read about this. Read the title first and foremost.
It's an article from Yahoo News.
Titled
Israel and the U.S.
Israel and the U.S. Right? Go ahead. Young. Now listen to this. Why more young? What else? Black. Go ahead.
And Latino Americans.
Read on.
Than ever before don't
Like who?
don't like Israel.
For some reason, all the young blacks and Hispanics in America are starting not to like Israel. What is Israel? The Jewish people that stole our land.
Right.
Just for some coincidental reason, we are beginning to become strongly disapproving of Israel. Go ahead.
The more Americans know about Israel, the less they like about it.
Ooh, the more we learn, the less we like, according to this article. Go ahead.
According to a new survey.
Uh-huh.
The Brand Israel Group has commissioned regular surveys in its bid to promote the image of Israel as the key ally to America and the Middle East.
Do they view Israel as a key ally to America and the Middle East? Yes, they do. Or now, not so much an ally. Israel is the welfare baby of America. All right, they get more aid. They talk about black people being on welfare. Right. The welfare baby of America is Israel. More money gets paid to Israel than does to any black people ever. Right? Go ahead.
While more Americans said they are more knowledgeable about Israel than before, larger numbers said they had a negative opinion of the country.
They had a what?
Negative opinion.
Large numbers are saying they have a negative opinion. Go ahead.
Less than 2/3, 62%,
go ahead,
of people surveyed in 2017 have a positive view of Israel.
Go ahead.
Compared to just over 3/4, 76%.
So the more and more we find out about Israel, people in America, especially black and Hispanic people, the less we like Israel. Go ahead.
Although a majority of Americans still view Israel favorably.
Which why? Because the majority of Americans are what? White, Edomites. So of course they love their brothers, right? Go ahead.
Support is declining among younger Americans, and especially among the black and Latino population.
Especially among our people. Does this in part have to do with the truth getting out? Probably in part, but just in general, blacks and Hispanics are just not fond of Israel right now. And it's all in the spirit. Go ahead. Of course there is. All praise. Who's that?
Levi.
Oh, hey, shalom to Levi, man. All right. Levi understands. Go ahead.
Shared values are the bedrock of our relationship, and young Americans do not believe Israel shares our values.
That's right. And young Americans, young black and Hispanic Americans are exactly correct when they believe that Israel, as it is the Israelis, the Jewish people that are over there, do not share our values. All right? Thing about you, right? Go ahead.
Fern Oppenheim, one of the group's co-founders, told the Jewish Telegraphic Agency that's a huge issue.
That's a huge issue. Jewish people are mad about this. This is a huge issue. Go ahead.
We have to have a narrative about the heart and soul and humanity of the Israelis.
You see that? There's got to be a narrative about the heart and soul and humanity of Israelis. Here's my question. Was there a heart and soul and humanity amongst the Israelis as they bombed Palestinian babies to Timbuktu? Of course there's no humanity there. Was there a humanity in the Israelis when they financed the boats that brought us over here in cargo slave ships? Of course there's no humanity. So they're basically telling you that they have to change the narrative and try to get you to believe that Israel is something that it's not in order for you to approve of it and pull the wool over your eyes. Right? But go ahead.
Khan, the survey was carried out between September and October 2016 by polling firm Global.
Go ahead.
Strategy Group on behalf of Brand Israel, and sampled 2,600 Americans across a range of demographic groups.
Go ahead.
It found that while older Americans, Republicans, and men were more likely to view Israel approvingly,
white men approve of Israel. Go ahead.
The opposite was the case for the millennials, Democrats, women, as well as African American and Latino Americans.
You see that? So our people in the spirit are rejecting Israel. Even I'm sure the majority of these guys that were polled and submitted data to this survey, had no idea about the truth. I'm sure of it. Right? But they still disapproved of Israel. Go ahead.
Gone. Though most people in each demographic surveyed had a positive view of Israel.
Why? Because America puts Israel out there as just a helpless little baby that you're just satanic if you don't help. That you're just so evil and cruel if you don't give your money to Holocaust survivors. Y'all ever seen around the Passover time they have the Holocaust commercials? Help a Holocaust survivor, send them a box of matzah bread. They got these commercials out there like they ain't got paid. These Holocaust survivors got paid, man. All right, go ahead.
Though most people in each demographic surveyed had a positive view of Israel, that number has declined.
Has declined. Go ahead.
From 73% to 60% among Democrats, and by 20 points for Latinos and African Americans.
20 points for blacks and Hispanics. We're waking up to what's going on. And this is how we know the race wars is drawing closer and destruction is drawing closer, because our people are waking up. Brothers talking to their grandparents. Grandparents are saying it's more racist now than when they was growing up.
Right.
People are starting to be aware of this, become conscious of this. Go ahead.
The truth is getting out.
Exactly. The truth is getting out. And then Omar Johnson went on a damn coon show. What's his coon name?
Roland Martin.
Roland Martin. Who knows Roland Martin in the room? He got he got a conch hairstyle, or am I tripping?
It's like a slick back.
Look like he got some type of a conch from the 60s or something like that. Right? Roland Martin. And here's some black woman go. This black woman just up in arms when the brother says you got to get with a black woman. She just can't. No, you can't get with. You can't tell people they got to marry a black woman. I've never seen such a thing like that. Anyway, so he go up on that show and he keeps asking the question, what have white people done systematically to change our oppression? And nobody answered. They're talking about an individual white man walking in the damn march with you. You see what I'm saying? They're not talking about any systemic change. They bring up the Civil Rights Act, which crippled the black economy. All right, didn't end up helping us, which is why Martin Luther King, before they killed him, started realizing what he did. You see what I'm saying? With that being said, our people are starting to wake up to what's going on.
Right.
Period. Some of the old coons in the suits that get paid a whole lot of money and have a whole lot of white buddies, they don't realize it. All right, or they actually do realize it. They just choose to stay ignorant to it because they get paid to pretend as if it's all good and we live in a post-racial society, right? Go ahead.
Gone. Previous polls on American attitudes to Israel have found views remaining fairly consistent with the February 2016 Gallup poll, finding that 63% of Americans saying they have more sympathy with the Israelis than Palestinians.
Oh, they have more sympathy with Israelis and Palestinians. How can you have more sympathy with Israelis and Palestinians? My question. Who was living in Israel when the Israelis came? The Palestinians. They're Ishmaelites, but in particular the Palestinians. So they get their land taken. They get compartmentalized. But see, the Palestinians, they're not our people, right? But they are like the Middle East version of the Native American, of the tribe of Gad. Here they are in a land. Granted, the land is not theirs, but the land does not belong to the person who came there either. They get pushed to reservations. They call these reservations the Gaza Strip. What are some of the other names they got out there? The West Bank. There we go. The West Bank, the Gaza Strip, and they push you out there, and then they start hitting you with bombs. The same thing that the white man did to the tribe of Gad here, the Jewish man, who is also a white man, is doing to the Palestinian Ishmaelite in Israel, quote unquote, Palestine right now. But Americans are more inclined to sympathize with Israel than Palestine. It's a serial victimizer. Why? Because America is a serial victimizer. Right. That's why nobody cares about all these Native Americans on all the reservations and drilling on their land, and they're getting killed more than anybody else by police. Right. Nobody cares. Right? That's just the way this country is set up. Go ahead. And the way white people have conditioned the world to be.
Khan.
Go ahead.
When quizzed on their views on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Conversely, U.S. President Donald Trump enjoys popular support from the Israeli public with a Pew Research poll released this week, finding that Israel was one of two countries The one, Salak, the other one being Russia, where the U.S. president is viewed favorably. In a May trip to Israel, Trump said he had a rare opportunity to bring security and stability and peace to the region.
Salak, you read that again.
Khan, in a May trip to Israel, Donald Trump said he had a rare opportunity to bring security and stability and peace to the region.
So, and peace to the region, but why won't there be any peace in that region? There's two answers to that question. Why won't there be any peace in that region? That's reason number one. What's the second reason? Because we ain't there, which I would be a part of that. But there was a statement made. That's what I'm looking for. Abdul Nasir, the Jews left black and came back white. There can't be any peace here. So there's not going to be any peace there, period. As long as there's an imposter in that land, there will be no peace in that land. Right? That's it on that. Give me Ezekiel 38. I mean 36, Salakia. 36 and start at 1, read to 12.
If you can, or try to have SARS do it. You can't block nobody because we're doing it on a different channel. I haven't been made a.
Okay, I gotta make somebody a moderator. All right, go ahead.
Ezekiel chapter 36, verse 1. It says, "Also, thou son of man, prophesy unto the mountains of Israel, and say, Ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of Yahweh.
You mountains of Israel, hear the word of Yahweh." Go ahead.
Thus said Yahweh, because the enemy have said against you, Aha, even the ancient high places are ours in possession.
So, like, just start from the top.
Come.
Type in.
Ezekiel 36 and 1. Also, thou son of man, prophesy unto the mountains of Israel, and say, Ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of Yahweh. Thus said Yahweh.
So, like, hold on. Real quick for the chat. SICARRI. I just made you a moderator. And then also Shamar Yashar is a moderator. So y'all just keep track of what's going on in there. All right. So, like, you start with that from the top.
Also, thou son of, like Ezekiel 36, and we start back from the top, verse 1. Also, thou son of man, prophesy unto the mountains of Israel.
Go ahead.
And say, Ye mountains of Israel.
So this is a prophecy that the prophet Ezekiel prophesied to the literal land of Israel. He's looking at the mountains and he's saying a prophecy to it. Go ahead.
Israel, hear the word of Yahweh.
Go ahead.
Thus said Yahweh, because the enemy have said against you, Aha, even the ancient places are ours in possession.
And that's exactly what the Jewish man did. He said, Aha, even the ancient high places are mine in possession. They have come and they have taken our land. Go ahead.
Verse 3. Therefore prophesy and say.
So here's the prophecy that Ezekiel gave. Go ahead.
Thus said Yahweh, because they have made you desolate and swallow you up on every side.
Read.
That ye might be a possession unto the residue of the heathen.
And that's the white man, the residue of the heathen that possesses our land, Israel. The ones that our people, whether in and out of the knowledge, are becoming not very fond of, right? According to recent polls. Read on.
And ye are taken up in the lips of talkers and are an infamy of the people.
You see that? You are taken up in the lips of talkers. What is taken up in the lips of talkers? In an infamy among the people. What is it? Who's being prophesied to? In Ezekiel. In the book, who is Ezekiel talking to? What is Ezekiel talking to? To the mountains of Israel. He's telling the land of Israel, you're in an infamy. People talk about Israel, not in a good light. Right? Go ahead.
It's verse 4. Therefore, ye mountains of Israel,
read.
Hear the word of Yahweh. Thus said Yahweh to the mountains and to the hills, to the rivers.
He's talking to all that land that belongs to us, right? Go ahead.
And to the valleys, and to the desolate wastes, and to the cities that are forsaken, which became a prey and derision to the residue of the heathen that are round about. Therefore, thus said Yahweh, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen.
Go ahead. So in the fire of his jealousy, he's speaking against the residue of the heathen. That's them damn Edomites that's over there. That's them Ishmaelites and Palestinians and any other nation that's in our land, the Most High is speaking against angrily, right? Go ahead.
And against all Idumea.
And against who?
All Idumea.
It's telling you who took your land. It says Edom took your land. Esau was the Arabs now. You know, that teacher's going great. Well, wait a minute. It says Idumea stole Israel. Israel, white people run Israel. So who are the Edomites? The white man, right? And the Saudi Arabians that they saying the Edomites got Jewish granddaddies. These Negroes ain't know that though. When they go around talking about the East Saudis, their grandpa is Jewish, so that's all right. They are Edomites, right? Go ahead.
It says, and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land.
The white man, Edom, has appointed our land into their possession. Who else has done that? Nobody else has done that. This is clearly talking about the white man, Esau. Go ahead.
With the joy of all their heart.
With the joy of their heart. And they're going around with the joy down in their heart. All around stomping your land, doing all type of madness and abomination, having kosher pigs and gay pride parades in your land. And they're getting the mark of the beast over there. One of the first places where they tested the RFID chip out was in Israel. All right. They had a Coca-Cola had a party, a huge party in Israel where it was Coca-Cola and a Facebook collaborative party. And they would go to each station of that party with an RFID chip. And they would check in at each station and it would pop up right on their Facebook. This was 6 years ago. You see what I'm saying? 6 years ago they did this, right? Go ahead. Might have been longer. Go ahead.
It says, with despiteful minds, to cast it out for a prey.
With what?
With despiteful minds.
With despiteful minds. Meaning in spite, they took our land and said it was theirs and said they were us. Right? So, of course, young blacks and Latinos are displeased with with Israel. We should be, because it's our land and it's not theirs, and we're the actual Jews.
Right.
We're the actual Israelites. So we should be mad as hell, and we should disapprove. And the 20-point drop should be a 100-point drop, right, or whatever the scale is, whatever the maximum point droppage is, to where you have 0% approval of Israel amongst our people. That's what we need. Ben, go ahead.
It says, with despiteful minds, to cast it out for a prey.
Go ahead.
Verse 6. Prophesy therefore concerning the land of Israel, and say unto the mountains and to the hills, the valleys, thus said Yahweh, behold, I have spoken my jealousy in my fury, because ye have borne the shame of the heathen.
See, God knows, the Most High Yahweh used the white man's occupation of our land as shameful. And the land itself feels ashamed that these crackers is walking around our land right now. Right. Feels absolutely ashamed that the rightful owners of that land are not there. See, there's a prophecy that speaks about when Israel gets abandoned and it can finally enjoy its Sabbath. Because even when we're wicked, the only good thing that could come out of us being expelled is if Israel is just totally abandoned. Then Israel can enjoy its Sabbath and nobody's there to do any wickedness. But what's happened since 1948? The heathen have been stomping around there doing all manners and forms of wickedness, including oral copulation, all right, on little babies. And you got Negroes that's getting down with that. How many of y'all seen that Negro on the damn sign of the TV? Y'all seen this Negro? Grown black man practicing Judaism. Sat down the brother from Captain Tazaria from ISUBK. And so they asked him, well, would you let a rabbi do that to your little baby boy? You know what he says? I'm obligated to let him do that. He believed that. He's obligated. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. Grown man, right? Go ahead.
Which one to go down? You said go to
12.
Oh, 12. Verse 7. It says, therefore, thus said Yahweh, I have lifted up mine hand. Surely the heathen that are round about you, they shall bear their shame.
That's right. They're going to bear their shame. The white man is going to bear his shame, and the Arab man and every other, and the Hamite that's there. Let me tell you something. The elders just came back. They had their Passover in Israel this year. You know what they said? They said between them Edomites and them Ethiopians over there in Israel, they have never experienced more racism ever than they did for them Hamites and them Edomites over there in Israel. I'm talking about nowhere in America, in the South, anywhere have they experienced the type of racism that they experience from these heathens that's walking around our land like it's there. Never experienced it. 40, 50 years old. Experienced plenty of racism in America. But guess what? When they went to Israel, it was real. And even from them Hamites. Go ahead.
Yeah, you can see from the videos that they got up, just the proud and just the pride they got walking around stolen land. It's similar to the same pride they got here in America.
Oh, it's Esau.
Stolen ground.
Exactly. That's right. Read that part again.
Verse 7. Therefore, thus said Yahweh, I have lifted up mine hand. Surely the heathen that are round about you, they shall bear their shame.
They're going to bear their shame for stealing our land. All the heathen that are there, and chiefly Idumea. That's why it was named by name. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 8. But ye, O mountains of Israel, ye shall shoot forth your branches and yield your fruit to my people of Israel.
So that means it's going to flourish again. Who the world called Christ, Yahweh Shah, going to bring us there and reestablish the kingdom. Go ahead.
It says, for they are at hand to come. For behold, I am for you, and I will turn unto you.
He is for who?
I am for you.
I thought he was for everybody.
I am for you.
The world.
I am for you.
Okay, go ahead.
And will turn unto you, and ye shall be tilled and sown.
He gonna turn on us, and we're gonna be tilled and sown. Meaning we're gonna get the new covenant. That's what that's talking about. The tilling and the sowing is talking about that new covenant and us multiplying and having a great, abundant nation of people. Go ahead. Being fruitful and multipliers, right? Go ahead.
Verse 10. And will multiply men upon you. All the house of Israel, even all of it, and the city shall be inhabited.
That's right. All the house of Israel, even what?
Even all of it.
Even all of it. That's why Paul wrote in Romans, what? Shall be saved, as it is written. All Israel is going to be back in that kingdom and ruling and maintaining. That's period. Right? Shalom. Go ahead.
It says, and the city shall be inhabited, and the waste shall be built.
That's right. We're going to return to that land and we're going to build that land up, right? Go ahead.
Verse 11, and I will multiply upon you man and beast.
That's right.
And they shall increase and bring fruit. And I will settle you after your old estates, and will do better.
Meaning he gonna put us up in our inheritance in our tribes, right? Go ahead.
And will do better unto you than at your beginnings.
That's right.
And ye shall know that I am the Lord.
Which is how you know this is an end time prophecy. Because when has he ever done better than us than he did at our beginnings? When have we ever been blessed that great as a people? You can't say this was when we coming out of Babylon during the Medo-Persian time. Why? Because we didn't get blessed beyond imagination during the Medo-Persian Empire. We got to rebuild the temple and we got to occupy our land, but we had to do so being subjugated to the Medo-Persian government. Then after that, we were subjugated to the Greco-Roman governments. No point have we ever been done to greater than at our original state. So if that's the case, then what does that mean? That means this is a last day prophecy. But what's the key thing here? Out of all the heathen, only one heathen is mentioned, Idumea. That's the only one. Meaning Idumea still has possession of that land. Meaning Idumea is the white man. Else the Arab has no power in Israel. He's getting blown to smithereens. He's got a damn Palestinian lives matter over there. They have it's about as much power as you have in America. None whatsoever. Your power is you get killed and nobody does anything. You dead in the street and nobody does anything. That's the Palestinian have the same power. Came by camp downtown. Remember, he was watching us for a long time. He was smoking. And then we talked to him. We asked him about Israel. He don't like Israel. Why? They kill it. He don't like Israel the same way any self-respecting black or Hispanic Native Indian don't like America. Because they kill you and they get away with it. They stole the land from you and subjugated you to the slum, to manufactured slums. That's why, right? That's it on that?
No.
Go ahead.
We have still 11 and 12. And I will multiply upon you men and beasts, and they shall increase and bring fruit, and I will settle you after your old estates, and will do better unto you than at your beginnings.
This has never happened. This will happen after the return of who the world calls Christ Yahushua. Go ahead.
I am Yahweh.
And we're going to know our God when he does this, when he puts us back in our land, when he makes us greater than we've ever been. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 12. Yea, I will cause men to walk upon you, even my people Israel.
Even my people. Are men walking on Israel right now? Yes, but not his people. As he said earlier, the residue of the heathen. That's who's walking on Israel right now. The residue of the heathen. Right? Go ahead.
It says, even my people Israel, and they shall possess thee.
And we're going to possess it in that time. We're going to take it from Idumea, as previously mentioned in the prophecy, who are the white man. Period. Go ahead.
And thou shalt be their inheritance.
And who shall be our inheritance? The land of Israel. Go ahead.
And thou shalt no more henceforth bereave them of men.
You see that? That's what's getting ready to happen. The Hispanics in the spirit are rejecting Israel, are being disapproving in the morals of Israel, saying they don't agree with Israel. Why? Because Israel is your land and somebody is stealing. So why would you agree with your things being stolen? Why would you agree with the appropriation of your literal possession? I was just watching some brothers go into the land grab, right? In 1900, at the turn of the century, that 20th century, they said black men own 14 to 15 million acres of land in America. Now, black men own 1 million acres of land in America. What happened to all that land? Brothers and whole families were forced out of their land, and white people stole their land from them, right? So I'm on the phone. I call my grandma on the phone. You know, my grandma, she about to be 94, I want to say this week. What's this week? Within the next like 2 weeks, she'll be 94. She's from Kentucky. So I said, you know, I was talking to her about it. And I said, yeah, they were stealing land. She said they sure was. She seen it. She seen the land get stolen on multiple occasions. So she knows this is to be fact. You see what I'm saying? So just, it's nothing new to the white man to come and steal your land. He stole this land from Gad, then gave you some land, or you messed around and got you start sharecropping or whatever. You inherited a plantation. Sometimes that happened after slavery, when the slave master would die, a black man or black woman would inherit the plantation. They then kicked you off of that land, right? When my family on the patrilineal side came to America from Haiti, we came from Louisiana, right? So what happened was, when we came up in Louisiana, there was a slave master who had a baby with one of his slaves, right? So one of my great grandfathers basically got with her and got the house and got the land that way. After she died, they went in there and they got him up out of that damn house. You see what I'm saying? He technically rightfully inherited it. Her father left it to her, and that's her husband, and they had kids. That's supposed to be the kid's land, right? And that man's land. Of course, they kicked him out. You see what I'm saying? So this is what the white man does. This is how he has systematically set you up to fail in this damn place. People talking about where are the black farms and the black this and the black that. I'll tell you where. The white man stole it. That's where it was. It would have been there. What do you think we were doing after they let us out of slavery? Just standing around? Maybe like we were just on some back road somewhere, just standing around waiting, looking up Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. No, we wouldn't made it happen. Right. And you know what they did? They made it happen. They came and stole your land. Where did that drive you to? That drives you to the north. That drives you to the cities. That drives you to the damn. Didn't the factory start relocating, shutting down? Then what happens? And then now you're just standing in the street. Now you're selling drugs. Now you're killing each other in the street because there's just nothing left. This is how we've got here, because the white man is a damn thief. Right. And nothing noble about it. Right. So that's the end of that. Let's go to let's go to 2 Chronicles 17:1. Officer. Uh-huh. Talking about those factories that they shut down. They're gonna bring them back out. They're gonna bring these factories back out. Here's the problem. We don't know how to work in the factories. Now, we done built these factories, lived off the factory business, all these various, but even when you look at any real good and in-depth Blood and Crip documentary, take a look at it. They're always gonna give you the history of LA and how black people got to LA. And they're gonna say they came out and drove, they working at the GM factory, the GE factory. They purchased all them nice homes in South Central. Then all the factories shut down. Then what is there?
You seen that documentary? What,
does Crips and Bloods Made in America? Yeah, yeah. They go into other ones, but Crips and Bloods Made in America goes into it the best. Because a lot of people, I'm watching, there's a guy on YouTube. Y'all check him out when y'all can. His name is Kev Mack. Kev Mack is an OG from Rolling 60s. Kev Mack goes around at various hoods and gets the stories of the OGs and the founders that was around back in the 60s and in the 70s and at the start of everything. Had one dude on there from Rolling 90s, Big Miz. He said in 1963, he moved to 87th in Vermont. That's the heart of South Central, right? 87th in Vermont. He said they was the first black family to move there in 63. Within 10 years, the entire neighborhood was black. You see that? Then factories start shutting down, jobs start going away. And this creates the climate that then produces all of these gangs, the lack of jobs and all those various things.
That's what Lamar Johnson was talking about. What was that? He says between the 60s and 70s, they took it to where, I guess before that, you could get a decent factory job with just a high school education. After that, they shut all of the factories down and then started making it mandatory that you be certified. From there, jobless, can't provide for your family. They introduced crack cocaine. Either you're going to sell it to make money to provide for your family, or you're going to use it to cope with not being able to provide for your family. Then the 90s come in, and all of the legislation and laws on the crack dealers and the crack users, then they're all in jail from there. And then it continues from on there.
Yeah, and also what was the point I had? He was saying how you was going through school, and in high school, you was getting trained in these trades in high school. So upon completion of high school, you going right into the job market. You're good. You see what I'm saying? You passing up vocational school, you're passing up college, you're going right into working at the factory, being a mechanic, being a plumber, all these various things. You're learning it at high school.
Which was enough back then to pay for your entire family.
Your whole family. The woman ain't working, none of that. They've destroyed all of it. You understand what I'm saying?
And they did it back like the same 74, they closed down 7 factories in South Central. Same year they made the Black Panther. Black Panther put a party a terrorist organization and went and swept up all the dads. All the dads. The same year they closed all the factories. 5 years.
And then what do you get after that? You get gang members.
Yeah, that's all kids law.
When people talk about the Crips and the Blood, people don't realize that the Crips were 12 years old when they started the Crips. Yeah. People don't know that. You got grown men 50 years old that's talking about, I started this hood at 12. Right. We started this 12-year-old. You know what that means? There was clearly not a father around. But where was the daddy? This is before dope was out. We were just listening to the interview. They said, was it guns and drugs? He said it was violence and guns. He said, but it wasn't even no drugs out yet. You see what I'm saying? There was there. You see what I'm saying? They didn't have. They used to just flip and meet at the park. Yeah, they was doing tumblers. They was tumblers. You said swim. They were swimming. They was doing all kind of stuff. But like you said, the Panther thing, they swept a lot of fathers out the way with that. You see what I'm saying? Now you got these kids with no guidance, and this is where the stuff come from a bunch of 12-year-old boys. You see what I'm saying? 13-year-old boys. You know what I mean? That started something that has gone all over the goddamn Crip in Holland, man. France, Asia, Philippines, they got Crips. You see what I'm saying? Some little kids started this thing. Yeah. You know how insane that is? We're the salt of the earth, though. You see what I'm saying? But that's insane, right? And it comes with a murder culture and things like that. You got what I need in Chronicles. This guy and the deacon is insane. But First Chronicles 17. But with all that being said, Second Chronicles like it's 17, 1-10. With all that being said, what the work that we doing, and not just us, of course, camps all over the place, all over the world now. The thing that's being done is so powerful, and we're gonna read about it. And we're gonna read about the type of change that it's breeding amongst our people. All right. And the type of change that like people talk about camps. You got a lot of these Facebookalites. I know you're familiar. Facebookalites, they on the computer and whatnot. They only Israelites in the virtual realm, not in the real world realm. So a lot of people are what you call anti-camp now. They coming against camps.
Right.
That's a lot of rhetoric and a lot of doctrine that we see. It's actually not doctrine, Salaki. It's not at all doctrine because they can't go into the Bible for any of it. You know, they just have feelings and opinions and emotions, you know, like any lost woman would. That's basically what they are. These are grown men I'm talking about, though. But, you know, they're like lost girls. So we're going to go here into the book of Chronicles. We're going to look at historically the type of upliftment and power that camps have given to the nation of Israel. Start at the top.
2 Chronicles 17:1.
Uh-huh.
And Jehoshaphat.
Who knows Jehoshaphat? Have we heard of this name, Jehoshaphat? Jehoshaphat is the king of Israel. Yahweh Shaphat is his name in the Hebrew. Where is the final battle on the earth going to be fought? The valley of Jehoshaphat. Valley named after him. Right? A place where many epic ancient battles took place at. Go ahead.
And Jehoshaphat, his son, reigned in his stead and strengthened himself against Israel.
Uh-huh.
And he placed forces in all the fenced cities of Judah.
You see that? Go ahead.
And set garrisons in the land of Judah.
Uh-huh. And set garrisons, meaning he put military structure into the land. Go ahead.
And in the cities of Ephraim, which Asa, his father, had taken.
So his father went to war against the northern kingdom. Northern kingdom was doing what at this time? What was the northern kingdom doing during this time? Deep in idolatry. So the Lord allowed him to go to war against the north and overcome and take some of these cities. So you had some of the northern kingdom that was being a part of Judah. This is later when we get the remnants of the north that was among the south, because guys like Asa came and took it, or some of these brothers just voluntarily came. But Asa took cities from the north, go ahead, and handed it down to his son Jehoshaphat. Read.
Verse 3. And Yahweh was with Jehoshaphat.
And Yahweh was with this brother. Why? Go ahead.
Because he walked in the first ways of his father David.
You see that? Because he was upright in his heart and he kept them laws, statutes, commandments, and did not falter in his faith in the Most High. So by doing that, the Most High was with him, right? That's the first principle, that faith in the keeping of commandments, right? Go ahead.
It says, and sought not unto Baalim.
He did not follow idolatry. Read.
Verse 4. But sought to Yahweh the power of his father, and walked in his commandments, and not after the doings of Israel.
Go ahead. Meaning of Israel in this context means what? Go ahead.
Therefore Yahweh established the kingdom in his hand. And all Judah brought to Jehoshaphat presents. And he had riches and honor in abundance.
So he had honor, he had riches, he obtained gifts. This is all from simply keeping the commandments. Read on.
And his heart was lifted up in the ways of the Lord.
And his heart was lifted up in the ways. He just wanted to do everything that pleased Yahweh. Right? Go ahead.
Moreover, he took away the high places and groves out of Judah. It says, and in the 3rd year of his reign, he sent to his princes, even to Ben-Hail.
So he sends to his princes, right? Ben-Hail and Obadiah, Ibajah in the Hebrew. Go ahead.
And to Zechariah. And to Nathaniel.
Salakia.
Verse 7.
Go ahead.
And to Micaiah to teach the cities of Judah.
He chose specific men to do what?
To teach the cities of Judah.
To go into the cities of Judah and teach. To go out to the streets and preach the word in the cities of Judah. He got choice men to go out here and do this. This was a camp. Go ahead. That he's assembled. He assembled an elite camp of the top men in Israel in the scriptures at this time. Go ahead.
And with them.
And with these men, he got these princes out, right? Then he got some more. Who else he bring?
He sent Levites.
Go ahead.
Even Shemaiah and Nathiah and Nethaniah and Zebediah.
Go ahead.
And Asahiel.
Which Zebediah, if anybody knows, familiar with the Caribbean, it's a Zebediah or a Zeb is something that people call Haitians to be derogatory. Coincidentally enough, that's the name of a Levitical priest in the Bible. Go ahead.
It says, and Asiel, and Shemiramoth, and Jehonathan, and Adonijah, and Tobijah, and Tabadonijah, Levites, and with them Elishama and Jehoram, priests.
You see that? So as we see here, the Most High put the spirit on Jehoshaphat to assemble an elite 15-man camp to go throughout the cities of Judah and preach the word of God, to teach the scriptures. The same way camps do all over the place, this king who was moved and upright unto the Most High assembled a camp. So all this anti-camp crap is biblical, right? Go ahead.
And they taught in Judah.
They taught in Judah. Read on.
And had the book of the law of the Lord.
What they have with them?
The book of the law of the Lord with them.
They pulling out the scriptures and they reading and teaching the same way we do every week on the streets. Go ahead.
That's right. It says, and went about throughout all the cities of Judah and taught the people. And the fear of Yahweh fell upon all the kingdoms of the lands that were round about Judah.
People got afraid of our people when they saw what was happening and the great increase of spirit the Most High was giving us. And part of it is due to the fact that not only our king was a righteous leader, but he set this elite camp up to go to the streets and make sure we were getting taught and led properly in the spirit. Go ahead.
So that they made no war against Jehoshaphat.
They were scared and they didn't want to see us in no type of combat because of the greatness that was brought to us, because of how righteous Jehoshaphat was in the camp that he set out to the streets. Go ahead.
And also, also some of the Philistines brought Jehoshaphat presents, a tribute silver.
Even the heathen, right? Go ahead.
And the Arabians brought him flocks, 7,700 rams.
Here come the Hamites, the Ishmaelites. They all trying to suck up to us. Go ahead.
And 7,700 he-goats. And Jehoshaphat waxed great exceedingly. And he built in Judah castles and cities of store.
Go ahead.
And he had much business in the cities of Judah and the men of war.
It was going. You see that? He had business, man. He prospered. He was an entrepreneur and he was just an all-around righteous brother. Okay. And part of that had to do with the fact that he sent a 15-man elite camp to them streets. Go ahead.
It says, and the men of war, mighty men of valor, were in Jerusalem.
That's right. Well, we're in Jerusalem. Go ahead.
And these are the numbers of them according to the
Where
house
you at?
of their father, verse 14.
All I needed was 10.
Oh, damn.
You all right. Give me Nehemiah 8 and 7 to 8. You got it right there? Go ahead.
I was about to say, that's one.
You get it, Captain.
No, go ahead. You right there.
Right there. I got to type it up.
Book of Nehemiah, chapter 8, verse 7. Also Jeshua and Bani and Bani and Sherebiah, Jamin, Akub, Shabbatai, and Hadijah, Maaseiah, Kelita, Azariah, Jozabad, Hanan, Peliah, and the Levites caused the people to understand the law.
How did you cause people to understand the law? You teach them. That's what we do. This is what our forefathers did. Read on.
And the people stood in their place.
And the people stand there and they listen to you. Is this not what we do on the streets?
Right.
And not just camps all over the world, right? Go ahead.
Verse 8. So they read in the book of the law of the power.
Go ahead.
Distinctly.
Reading it distinctly and doing what?
And gave the sense and caused them to understand the reading.
Broke it down. Broke it down to them. This is what our people need. This is what our people have done at any time. You see, there wasn't a camp when everybody understood the law and everybody was living righteous and you didn't need to be taught it.
Right.
There wasn't a camp during it. There was no need.
Right.
There was a time for a need in the time of Jehoshaphat. There was a time for a need in the type of Nehemiah, and there damn sure is a need now and today.
Right.
For camps to go into the streets and for our people to stand around and us to distinctly break it down to them. So all this anti-camp rhetoric is absolute madness. It's unbiblical. It's just simply satanic. These guys, they love being in captivity to the white man.
Right.
Because we saw what happened with Jehoshaphat. He just got so great, nobody even wanted to see him or mess with him. And part of it had to do with the fact that he sent that camp out there into the streets of Judah to teach and instruct the people in righteousness.
Right.
An elite camp. We talking about there was he assembled 11 priests to be a part of this camp. 11. What you calling 11 priests for? You trying to make sure it's right and exact with these breakdowns. You see what I'm saying? And then the 4 princes, those are chief men of the tribe of Judah. Not no slouches. He took chief men up here. You see what I'm saying? To make sure that everybody understood what was going on in the scriptures. All right. And that's what the Most High God is sending these camps all throughout America and all over the world. Camps popping up all over the damn place, man. Africa. Somebody hit us up from Ghana. I want to say last week, the week before.
On the email?
Either on the email or maybe on the chat.
Yeah, on the chat.
On the chat. Africa, the Israelites scattered in Africa, all throughout South America. Working with a brother in the Dominican Republic right now, getting ready to go back to Haiti, bring the camp to Haiti. Elder Chief Priest Kahan out there in Florida, he talking about he gonna go to Haiti probably the first week of the month, the next month. They establishing a community out there, right? So they can bring up various camps out there in Haiti. You understand what I'm saying? All over the world, South America, Chile, all over the place. Guatemala, these camps is popping up. You see what I'm saying? We got brothers on the other side of the border, Mexico, camps popping up. This is exactly what's supposed to be happening. Anybody who's against that is against God. He's against the Bible. He's against everything that's right. And he's against Black and Hispanic people, period. That's all. He's against precept.
No.
You see what I'm saying? That's what he's against. So we want to make sure that that's understood and noted.
Also, too, the scripture talks about there's going to be a time where you won't need to teach your neighbor, right?
Yeah, that's in the kingdom.
But we ain't in the kingdom.
We're not there. So what does that mean? Every man must teach his neighbor to keep the laws and all the things of the Bible. We have to teach. That's our job as a people right now. And here people are heathen niggas baptizing white men in kiddie pools, in a cesspool, baptizing a white man when your brother don't get it. It's not, you don't give what is holy to the dogs.
That's right.
Oh, we got to get it. For people talking about the white man, I'm worried about the Black and Hispanic man that's on dope. We driving around today. All we see is our people groping in the noonday, in the damn street, high on drugs, out of their damn mind.
Right.
I'm worried about them. What the hell do I look like stopping what I'm doing, working for my brother? I'm going to leave you right here, right? Let me try to save this white man real quick.
The white man got enough support.
He got plenty of support. He don't have a hard time doing nothing. Does a white man need help finding a job? Of course he does. He hire you, but he need help finding a job, right? Does a white man need help getting housing? No, you got to rent from him.
Right.
How he having a problem when he own the house that you live at? And anytime he wants to, he can kick you out and live in there if you want to.
Is he asking for the loan?
Well, he get it. You go up find a board of white men to try to get you a loan. You understand what I'm saying? Madness. But I'm gonna stop what I'm doing to put a white boy in a cesspool to soul. Are you kidding me?
Are they dunking? Dunked in kiddie pool?
I mean, they probably getting them down there. Might see if they were smart, what they would have did. What they would have did was say, yes, come all nations, come, and the Esau come to get baptized. Hold them under there too long. If they were smart, that's what they would have did. Right, but of course not. They loved all them white people. And what is it? Why does Watchman Report love white people? Who knows? The money. You know, you know how much money we had and how many people we have in this room if we love white people? Well, all we have to do is put a bucket right here in the front. No, all you white folks, everybody can be saved. Right? They're coming there. All that money's going to be in that bucket. Guaranteed. No problem. We'll have anything we need.
Need a couple buckets.
You see what I'm saying? They're going to fill that up. Write a check. You know, Esau going to write a check. Give us a blank check. Here, just put whatever you need. Just here. You see what I'm saying? You know? If you love white people, they'll do it for you. You don't love them, they don't got anything for you. If you don't love them, they'll arrest you. Okay, and try to say that you are going around and terrorizing white folks. All right, but if you do love them, they'll feel your. You see what I'm saying? But you know what? Give me that scripture. Feed the flock of the slaughter. That's what I need. What's that, Zechariah? Feed the flock of the slaughter. Because the Most High did not tell us to feed our own bellies. He told us to feed the flock of the slaughter. Who is the flock of the slaughter? Us. Why are we the flock of the slaughter? Why is that terminology used? We are the flock that gets slaughtered. That's who we are. So that's who the Most High told us to feed. God. Not to feed our own bellies. A Negro that wants to feed his own belly will teach that the white man could come in. Gabar from GOCC, they recorded some GOCC guy that was bugging out, recorded a phone call he had with the second in command of GOCC. Everybody know GOCC, Gathering of Christ Church, right? God. Had a phone call with him. I want to say he revealed to him he had that recall from GOCC had some type of I want to say a 6-figure salary that he's getting paid from Gathering of Christ Church. 250, about $250,000 a year. Huh? That's just tithes, no offering. That's just tithes without offerings. That's you know how they're making all that money? White folks. They let white people in there. You see what I'm saying? By recall. I don't know if they have a 501c3. I haven't seen that they had one, but they don't need one because he recall doesn't even live in America. He lives in England. He'll come to America sometimes, but recall lives in England. He don't live in. He teaches that flee doctrine. You see what I'm saying? So he lived in Egypt for a while. Now he live in England. You know that? Yeah, you ain't like when you see him in America. you don't see him in America. If you bubblize, you know, see what I'm saying? But if it wasn't for all them white people that he lets up in that congregation, there's no way he's making $250,000 or $100,000. He's not making any number like that unless you let white people in. Yeah, oh yeah, but the crazy thing about him letting them damn Samoans in, there's not even a lot of them in his organization. It's not like a whole lot. I've never seen a whole lot. All you see in his organization is they got a great deal of Levites, though, too. I ain't gonna lie to you. They got a lot of Judites, a lot of Levites, and a lot of Edomites. That's who's really in their organization. They got some of the other tribes, but it's mainly just Judah and Levi in his camp. And the devil. You see what I'm saying? Oh yeah. If he went out there, they would get all the Samoans. See, but they don't have a lot of West Coast representation. I think that's why they don't have so many. So because all the Samoans in this country is in California, and Washington, Oregon. You see what I'm saying? All coastline. So, but you start letting other nations in, you're gonna get some money. That's right. You're gonna get plenty of money. Other nations will love you. Give me that also. If I would have went to Tyree and Zidon, get that. Shamar, read that if you got it. What I just called for. Yeah.
Look at Zechariah chapter 11, verse 4. Thus say Yahweh, my power, feed the flock of the slaughter.
Feed the flock of the slaughter. That's what we need to do. Feed the flock. We need to teach the Israelites. Go ahead.
Verse 5. Whose possessors slay them.
Whose possessors do what?
Whose possessors slay them.
Slay them. Go ahead.
And hold themselves not guilty.
And hold themselves not guilty. We see it every day. We see it every damn day. Who's seen the Mike Brown song? You seen it? You ain't seen the Mike Brown song? You seen the Mike Brown song? Yeah. I just seen it on TMZ. The police, somebody secretly recorded a police gathering in God knows where. I don't know if it was in the South or the Midwest or what. And these white folks got a whole song about murdering Mike Brown. A whole tune about it. I'm talking about a whole record. Talking about he was looking like Swiss cheese and all kind of stuff. It's nice bluegrass country western song about murdering Mike Brown. Damn near sound like a rap song. Rap lyrics to me. You see what I'm saying? Whose possessors slay them? Read on. No, yeah, that help them out with that.
Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
Not guilty. Go ahead.
And they that sell them say, blessed be the Yahweh, for I am rich.
Right, go ahead.
And their own shepherds pity them not.
All right. Their own shepherds pity. So we ain't got nobody that gives a damn about it. So that's why we're told, and that's why the prophet Zechariah was told to feed the flock of the slaughter. The people who nobody cares about, the people who don't have $200,000 to give you a year. People do that, give it to the church. You see what I'm saying? Give it to the church. Billions and trillions of dollars to the damn church, right? But feed them, and you're storing riches in heaven, thus saith the Lord, right? Go ahead. Oh, that was 5.
That was yeah, verse 5.
Okay, who got? No, I don't need that. Who got what else I need?
He was just there.
No, I need to, if I would have came to Tyree and Zidon, that's what I need. This is why it's easy, because they got Hamites up in the GOCC too, man. All kind of Hamites down with them. Well, at least the GOCC don't teach their spiritual Israel. At least they just say these are heathens cleaving to be servants. At least, yes, the Greek way.
For the mighty works which were done.
Huh? Bayan.
Where 1 Timothy 6:9 be a precept to Zechariah 11.
What does 1 Timothy 6:9 say?
1 Timothy say, but they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which down men in destruction and separation.
No, it's not a precept. Go ahead.
I got it.
Uh-huh.
It says, Matthew chapter 11, verse 21.
Uh-huh.
Woe unto thee, Chorazin.
Chorazin, these are cities. He's going to name Israelite cities. He says, woe unto thee, Chorazin. Read on.
Woe unto thee, Bethsaida.
Bethshajah. It would be in the proper Hebrew is Greek. So go ahead.
For if the mighty works which are done in you have been done in Tyree and Zidon.
Yahushua said, if I would have did what I did in front of you, raise the dead, cause the halt to walk, cause the blind to see, and the deaf to hear, what would Tyree and Zidon have done? Go ahead.
They would have repented long ago.
They would have been repented. The heathen would have been repented of this. For this is why they're so busy trying to graft themselves in. They would have got it. This is how you know who the Israelites are. The ones that don't get it. The ones that are stiff-necked, and the ones that are hard-headed, and the ones that love everybody. That's who the Israelites are. So when the Jewish man like this damn rabbi we debate, oh, we love the Jews of all colors, and you guys could also be Jews. You just got to come in this way. That proves you ain't no Jew. The Jews ain't going to get this. And the Jews is going to have a hard time coping with all of this. You understand what I'm saying? That's what's happening with the Israelites. The heathen would have got it. The Hamite, they said the Hamite would have said, we'll stop doing what we got to do right now. What's the problem? Jesus didn't die for Hamites. Yahushua didn't die for any Hamites. You see what I'm saying? So he was in a conundrum. He was saying, well, look, if I would have did all this to the Hamite would have got it already. Right? Soldier. Down the line, not right away. Not right away. Down the line, painting a picture of the destruction and the distress that our people is in, those will go together, but not back to back like that. Depending on how you was teaching it, that will come out though. Right? Go ahead.
They would have repented long ago.
They would have repented. The Hamite man would have repented if Yahushua would have came to him. But he came to you. This also proves that Yahushua didn't die for everybody.
I was just about to say, did you make mention that I was if you heard that?
That's a point.
Clearly.
I mean, why is he having this huge issue? You see what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? He should have just, all right, I'm going to Tyree. To hell with y'all.
Exactly.
I'm cool.
I know
they're going to get it.
Right.
The people who it's for have the hardest time accepting it. That's the point. When we tell everybody Jesus ain't white and you're the Israelite and the white man is the devil, blacks and Hispanics have a problem. They're standoffish. It's too much. It's too extreme. They say it's like the Panthers. Anybody who says we're like the Black Panthers knows nothing about the Black Panthers. Right. The Black Panthers hate white people. The Black Panthers hate gay people. Black Panthers loved everybody and believed that gay people and transsexuals and everybody should have rights and be empowered. That's what the Black Panthers believed in. They've never told you that. They have always painted the Black Panthers as a black extremist organization, when the Black Panthers were a very apologetic organization in history. We didn't know this either until we went to the meeting. Ain't that right, Cap? Was you there at the meeting?
No.
Officer Yash, you was there at the meeting. We go to this meeting, and there's original Black Panthers sitting up in there. And they say, yeah, this woman that was a part of the Black Panthers, she made a term. She used a term that I had never heard before. And it's called heteronormal. Who has heard this term? Has anybody ever heard this term? This is a strange term. Heteronormal means that heterosexuality is normal. You believe that heterosexuality is the norm and the standard for what a relationship should be in the world. That a relationship should not be between the same sex or anything crazy than that. Hetero is a grown man and a grown woman, right? She had a problem with heteronormality. And she said that as a Panther, that the Panthers had a problem with heteronormality, and that we should look at all forms and unions and relationships as also normal. This is what the Black Panthers believe. We had no idea. No one ever told us anything. You see that? But once you understand, I had a brother who's not like, he's not into the Israelite doctrine, so to speak. He sent me a thing and he said, man, I can't believe what I'm reading in this article, talking about how Huey P. Newton had hired a transsexual reporter to come up there to the Black Panther headquarters and write stories and document what they had going on. Personally hired a trainee to come into the office and do it. Making you look at these Huey P. Newtons and all these other guys in a very different light. They loved every damn body. You see what I'm saying? They were just a power to the people. All of this madness.
Yeah, pretty much all the so-called black leaders was like that.
You see that?
Martin Luther King, dilly dallying with faggots.
Yeah, and buying all them white prostitutes. He's buying white hoes, dealing with homosexuals. The Jewish man, homo, wrote a lot of his speeches.
Only one who I could really say was real was Malcolm X.
Was Malcolm from that time. And even he came back from Mecca and said what? I still was a Muslim with blonde hair and blue eyes, and he was a good Muslim. Right? The only one that's a non-Israelite that had the strongest stance came after all of them, which was Khalid, who knew he was Israelite. I am the black Hebrew. You ain't even a real Jew, but he all them various things. Why? Because he was going to the school. Other than that, these guys are compromised. You see what I'm saying? So we're not any of those things, right? We're nothing like any. We're like the Bible. When somebody wants to compare you to somebody, you guys are like the no. I'm like Jesus Christ. You ever heard of a guy named Jesus Christ before? He had 12 disciples. He sent them out in twos to do what? Preach to people. The whole camp. We're like the disciples. We're like the prophets. We're like the holy apostles. People act like it was just peaceful. You guys are talking with hate. Do you know riots broke out when Paul spoke? A riot. Y'all better read about Paul's journeys into Ephesus. What happened in Ephesus? They pulled him into that theater and they said it was for hours. They just chanted. You couldn't make out what anybody said. Then they were chanting the black woman is God for 2 hours. All right. That's what was going on in the apostles. Oh, I don't know what y'all thought was going on. Madness was breaking out. You see what I'm saying? Madness. That's who we're like. The prophets and the apostles in the Bible. The black woman is God for 2 hours. The black woman is God. Or great as Diana, which is the black woman of God.
Was it spiritual man as man?
You said what?
That's a spiritual man as man.
You see what I'm saying? That right, the greatest Diana of Ephesus for hours. And here's Paul just sitting there just trying to escape up out of there. How do I get out of here? These guys are gonna kill me. It was Paul and Barnabas at that time, right? Well, that was before the split. That was Mark. Oh, no, Salakia. Who did Paul split with? Silas?
Barnabas.
No, but I think it was after they split up.
Yeah, it was after they split up.
So Paul went with Silas. Man, that's what happened. That's what the history of the Bible is. Same stuff we got going on. Where we at? Let me get I got a couple of things. Matter of fact, pull my Facebook up again. Or Salakia. I can pull it up. I forgot I got a phone sitting in front of me. I want to go into this on the damn post earlier. Okay, give me 2nd Chronicles now, 11 and 13 to 14. So I want to clear up some misconceptions and very uneducated statements I've heard people propagate in regard to the tribes of Levi and Simeon. Okay, I hear people say things. I don't know where the hell in the world they get the madness that they get. Where did you get this from? Who's teaching you this crap? Did you read the Bible? That ain't there. One of the main misconceptions is that who's ever heard somebody say that the half tribe of Levi went with the northern kingdom? Who's ever heard that before? You ever heard that before? I've heard camps say that half of Levi went with the northern kingdom. Where's that in the Bible?
10 and a half. That's why they say
They'll say the 10 and a half tribe. 60% of Levi was already in Judah before the split. People forget that, yeah, there were 12 tribes of Israel, but the northern kingdom are than just Judah and Levi alone. Judah and Levi is bigger than the whole northern kingdom. People don't realize that. You see what I'm saying? But when you go into any time where the tribes are numbered, when it comes to Judah and Levi, you're hearing all kinds of names. Then you get to the northern kingdom tribes, you're not hearing as many names. Why? There were much more people of Judah and Levi. Levi was not numbered, though. So you don't really know how large Levi was because you couldn't number Levi. All right? So anyway, give me 2nd Chronicles. There's a thing, though, also, is that some people say this is mostly like non-messianic dudes or guys that don't believe in the 12 tribes chart. Simeon's land located at in Israel. In the middle of Judah. Anybody know why Simeon is in the middle of Judah? If you ain't got the answer, don't blurt it out. The reason why is because Judah always need a sidekick. Right? If you go into the history, Judah is always running with somebody. You see what I'm saying? So when it came time in the book of Joshua for Judah to go and take their land, because you know we had to go and fight all these Hamites to get all our land. Judah goes, look, Simeon, come with me, because he gets inheritance. You see what I'm saying? Simeon, come with me, and we'll give you a part of our inheritance, right? So this is why Simeon's land is actually in the southern kingdom. But is Simeon a part of the southern kingdom? No, right? Now, did Levi have land in the north? Yes. Is Levi part of the northern kingdom? No. What happened?
Why did Levi have land up there?
Well, not what happened. Why isn't Levi a part of the northern kingdom now? And why isn't Simeon a part of the southern kingdom?
I would say it's because they were given the priesthood, so they had to live in the suburbs.
Levi, right? That's why Levi had land in the north. Then you had the kingdom split. When the kingdom split, Levi made the decision. Also, Simeon made a decision. Okay? We're going to elaborate on it a little further, but go ahead. This is going to prove that Simeon went to the north. I need 2nd Chronicles. You got 13 to 14 in the 11th chapter.
2nd Chronicles chapter 11, verse 13. And the Levites that were in all Judah resorted to him out of all their coasts.
Who is the him? King Rehoboam, the king of Judah. It says all the Levites from all of Israel came to Judah. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 14. For the Levites left their suburbs and their possession and came to Judah and Jerusalem. For Jeroboam and his sons had cast them off from executing the priest's office unto Yahweh.
So they didn't want us to fulfill the priest's office. Why? Because they didn't want to worship Yahweh anymore. They wanted to go off into idolatry and witchcraft and madness. This is where you get modern day Santeria from, modern day Brujeria from, right? So it also will, a matter of fact, what's the next verse? Read that.
Verse 15, and he ordained him priest and for the devils and for the calves which he had made.
So these are the witches and the witch doctors that were put up in power in place of the Levitical priesthood in the northern kingdom. Okay? And who those guys were, in a large part, were Simeonites, and we're going to prove that. Now go to 2 Chronicles 15 and 9.
Second Chronicles chapter 15, verse 9. And he gathered all Judah and Benjamin and the strangers with them out of Ephraim and Manasseh.
Ephraim and Manasseh. So in the southern kingdom were gathered Ephraimites and Manassites, strangers that came to sojourn in the south. Go ahead.
And out of Simeon.
And out of who?
Simeon.
So wait, but Simeon's land is in Judah. Simeon had abandoned their land in Judah. Watch, it's going to further prove it. Go ahead.
For they fell to him out of Israel.
Out of where?
Israel.
Where's Israel?
In
the northern kingdom. That's where Israel is, the northern kingdom. So it said the Simeonites fell to him out of the northern kingdom, meaning they must have done what? Abandoned their place in the southern kingdom. To do what? Be witch doctors to the high places in the north. Practice what's now known today as brujeria, which is a form of voodoo. All right, go ahead. Oh, that was it on 9?
No, for they fell to him out of all Israel in abundance when they saw that Yahweh, his power, was with him.
You see that? Now let me get to Genesis 49 and 7. And this is going to further prove it. Read the beginning of 5 and then jump to 7 for total context.
Genesis 49 and 5. Simeon and Levi are brethren.
Are what?
Brethren.
Are brethren. They're joined together. Meaning all the following prophecy pertains to both Simeon and Levi. Finish 5 actually and then jump to 7. Go ahead.
Instruments of cruelty are in their habitations.
What are the instruments of cruelty? Voodoo and brujeria, which they do in the Dominican Republic. That's what the Simeonites were doing in the northern kingdom during this time, practicing witchcraft. Go ahead.
Jump down to verse 7. Cursed be their anger, for it was fierce, and their wrath, for it was cruel. I will divide them in Jacob.
I will divide them in Jacob. That's why the island is divided now. But watch this. Go ahead.
And scatter them in Israel.
And do what?
Scatter them in Israel.
So this, we know how the Levites were scattered in Israel. We was going in all the 12 tribes. But this pertains to Simeon as well. This is going to Levi and Simeon. So what does that mean? They were also scattered in Israel. When were they scattered in Israel? During this time of the split, when they went and journeyed up into the north to take our place as idolatrous priests. Right? Go ahead.
Keep going.
No, all I needed was 7. Right. So that shows you Simeon went to the north, Levi went to the south. There was no half tribe where Simeon wasn't absorbed with the south like some people are propagating. And we see this today with the island of Hispaniola being Haiti and Dominican Republic being split, not joined together like it says, I will divide them in Jacob, right? And then the instruments of cruelty being the witchcraft that they do. This goes all the way back to the time of the kingdom split, right? So with that being said, Deke, you have something?
No, we could open it up.
Open it up for the
quickly,
for the chat.
Quickly, for the room and the chat.
Questions, anyone?
Go ahead. Okay.
Question I kept dealing with. What do you guys bring out dealing with the Old Testament camp? Like with the archangel. Remember you was talking about Daniel 12. You guys, was it some verse you guys brought on First Thessalonians or Second Thessalonians, showing that Christ is above.
Yeah.
I had to go back and look.
There's a few. You could of course go to him calling 12 legions. You could even go to Revelations as well, because Revelation says how Michael is going to fight as well. But oh no, you're right. That he's above the angels. He's above the angels. Try to find it real quick if you could, Deep, about Yahushua being above the angels. Well, I'll have him find it. Any other questions in the room?
Oh, that's Hebrews 1 and 8, actually, and Psalms 45, but it
Hebrews
clarifies
1.
it in Hebrews 1, above thy fellows. Just read Hebrews 1 to 10, and it'll tell you that Christ is above all the rest of the angels. Any questions in the room? Everybody good? All right. No questions in the chat?
Okay, go ahead and chat.
Q&A. Let's see. We want to know about a basic Hebrew language video. We could do one.
I mean, people have been asking for that. The Spirit get on me or one of the brothers to do it, we'll do it.
Stammering lips, brother.
You know, yeah, at the end of the day, give me that, matter of fact. Isaiah 21:8. I mean 28:11.
You said Psalm 45.
Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about it, just Hebrews 1, Psalm 45, because they'll try to play a game with Psalm 45.
Can you grab it, SARS?
Con,
My
con.
computer is just
Book of Isaiah,
dead.
chapter 28, verse 11.
Uh-huh.
For with stammering lips and another tongue,
Read on.
will he speak to this people.
Give me Acts 2 as well. And another tongue. It's good to learn Hebrew and know Hebrew. There's nothing wrong with that. Of course, we call on the name of the Most High and His Son in Hebrew. We give ourselves, we study the Hebrew, but you know, a learning Hebrew language course is not something that we're very compelled to just go off into right now. You understand what I'm saying? Because there's a whole lot of other stuff we need to be dealing with. Being a Hebrew expert is not going to get you saved. You see what I'm saying? It's not. So, you know, it's more pressing issues, and that's kind of what we've been dealing with in the Spirit. Spirit gets on us, we'll do the Hebrew video.
John. The Acts 2, you want from the top or straight to the point?
Go to, let me see. Six, just read 6.
Book of Acts, chapter 2, verse 6. Now, when this was noised abroad, the multitude came together and were confounded, because that every man heard them speak in his own language.
They heard everybody speak in his own language. So you can understand that language, right? That's what you hear in the word in the language that you can understand, in a way that you can understand. Eventually, you're going to start learning the Hebrew. But to become a fluent Hebrew speaker, that's not something that we're trying to get people to. That's not even a place that we're at. But we have a good fundamental understanding of Hebrew from studying it over the years. All right.
Someone wants to know when our next high holy day is.
Go to account Exodus 17:15.info. You have all the, click on calendar. All the high holy day information is there. To Salakia Shiranui. Dan was probably being priest over there. Simeon was not exclusively the priest, but a lot of them were. So a lot of them, this is where you get, like, again, Santeria, which Ephraim does, and then you have the various Gadite medicine men amongst the Native American Indian. All of that comes from this idolatrous priesthood that they embarked upon after the kingdom split. You see what I'm saying? We got.
Someone wants to know what's the protocol for women and covering their hair or wearing jewelry? Is a sin.
Tattoos is definitely a sin. Nothing wrong with a sister wearing jewelry. As far as covering a sister's head, that's something that she should do when she's partaking in a spiritual event, anything dealing with class or a high holy day. 24/7. Does a sister have to, or of course prayer most importantly, does a sister have to have her head covered 24/7? No, she doesn't. It's mandatory when it deals with, you know, certain things, again, like praying and, you know, events dealing with the nation. But as far as like every day, it was customary, but it's not necessarily a commandment to do. But customarily, sisters wore it.
Yeah, now if your husband tell you to.
If your husband tell you to, you're subject to that. You're obligated to that. What else we got?
Someone says, do we believe that the building of the third temple is Israel, means the Messiah is near? Or, yeah, I guess it's Israel.
What?
They're not building a third temple in Israel. They're going to try to. That's not going to happen.
First of all,
it's not where the temple is.
Exactly.
That's not a real temple. That's not where the temple is. It's not following the measurements of the temple or anything.
And
Where the temple is doesn't even belong to Israel.
yeah,
That's actually Palestine.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's why they can't.
They can't even do
They're
anything.
like, we don't know how it's gonna happen.
It's just gonna happen.
It's on Palestine territory. We just know it's gonna happen tonight.
Rod, you just
ain't gonna let that shit.
yeah. Come on, you kidding me? The Muslims? Are you kidding me? Yeah, the real temple ain't there. No.
My brother said he wants a precept on loving your enemies first for eating my butt makers.
Exodus 23. Somebody give me Exodus 23. What is that? 4 and 5. This is where you go to when somebody talks about loving your enemies. You precept Yahushai's teachings. Yahushai was teaching the law. He was expounding upon the law, right? So you go here to Exodus 23 and you show the law that tells you to love your enemies, and qualifies your enemies are your own people. 4 and 5. Go ahead.
Book of Exodus, chapter 23, verse 4. If thou meet thy enemy's ox,
Go ahead.
or his ass going astray, thou shalt surely bring it back to him again.
So this is why Yahushua and Paul emphasize the spirit of the law as opposed to the letter of the law. Does the spirit of the law override the letter of the law? No, it actually intensifies or as a man once said to us, radicalizes the letter of the law. What's being taught to us when it said that when we see our enemy's ox or ass, read on.
Oh, you want to finish? For us to bring it back to him again.
To bring it back to him, the greater spiritual lesson that's being taught is to love your enemy, to do good to brothers you have an issue with. Pray for those who despitefully use you, all those various things. That's the spirit of what's being told here. You and this brother may have an issue, but you still do right by that man. Thus saith the Lord. That's the spirit of what's being taught. And that's what Yahushua was expounded upon in the law. Go ahead.
Verse 5. If thou see the ass of him that hateth thee.
Hate thee. He hates you. He despitefully uses you. He reviles you. That's what Yahushua was talking about, right? Go ahead.
Lying under his burden. And what is forbear to help him. Thou shalt surely help.
You shall surely help that brother, no matter what differences you got going on. The spirit of that is love your enemy. Who is your enemy? Your fellow Israelite. You have enemies amongst your own people. All right. I'm sure black people don't have a problem. Hispanic people don't have a problem understanding they have enemies of their own people. Right. Go ahead. No, that was it on that. All right. Questions.
Yeah, some Jakes, especially other camps, probably want to help you.
Yeah, that's right. And are breaking the law. If they see you with a flat tire and they drive by you.
For example, I saw if I was having an issue with the captain in the same camp, I see him get pulled off by the police. I kept going.
Yeah, exactly. Which have been evil as hell.
Yeah, we all right.
Do you use the moon to keep up with the Shabbat?
Of course.
What is the role of the woman? We can't teach. Should we just share videos of the truth to different people?
You can teach. You teach your kids, okay? And you teach by setting an example to other sisters. All right? Join the SICARRI women's class every Sunday. All right? Noon Pacific. All right?
Go
ahead. You'll learn more. We're gonna go into a woman's work this Sunday, so be there for that. Go ahead.
Looks like someone wants to break down 1 Timothy 1 and 4. Read it.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's book of 1 Timothy, chapter 1, verse 4. Neither give heed to fables.
To fables. It's like you don't say Jewish fables. Did you say fables in this time?
I might have a different version.
No, it's all right. No, fables, because there's another one about Jewish fables. Read it again from the top.
Neither give heed to fables.
Neither give heed to fables. What are fables? Who knows what a fable is? A fake story, a fairy tale. Give me an example of fables that people are giving heed to right now. The book of Enoch. Leave that alone. What else? Jasher, the Immaculate Conception. Don't give heed to that. That's what that's telling you. Read on.
And endless genealogy.
And an endless. What is an endless genealogy? This brother is Paul coming back. This brother, he's King Jehoshaphat coming back. That's an endless genealogy. We're not getting off into that. Saying that Madness.
Yeah, because people are going there to say, see, we don't know which tribe. It doesn't matter which tribe you're from. But Paul was not saying that. He set the precedent when he said fables. Because they was arguing, they were saying that some of the Pharisees was Moses per se, or some of the other stronger prophets back in the day, and they was using that to have rank.
And that's how the school got corrupted through that, right? REI, everybody know who REI is right in the room. REI was at one time an exponential prophet. Then he went astray. But before, you know, as he started to go down, he made everybody swear an oath. Everybody know about this oath? The King David oath. That Mashah was King David. Then when him and Mashah started having, after they said Mashah was King David, what does that make Mashah? The head over everybody, outside of Yahushua. They realized how problematic it was because they wanted to have a problem, power over Mashah. Because Mashah was one of the heads, but he wasn't the head. Well, you tell somebody David don't have to share power with nobody other than his son Yahushua, right? So then they try to come with this. We had a dream and there's 12 kings. And so they could have a 12-man power structure and try to balance the power out. King David, you can't do that. You can't do it to David. So then there came the split, and that's where you get the House of David from. House of David camp that exists today. That's what Mashah took with him. And a lot of people left the school and went with Mashah. Why? Because they made all of them swear an oath that he's King David. So guys like Tahar, the leader of Great Millstone, said, well, that's David. He was close with Ariah. He was closer with Ariah than he was with Mashah. But what did he tell Ariah? That's King David. I'm going to follow King David, right? If that's what you maybe believe that that's King. That's a problem. It's problematic to start saying this person is that guy. Only one person did that. Who did that? Yahushua did it. Yahushua had the power to say that was that brother. He did that. You don't see no regular man doing that, though, ever.
Nowhere in the Bible.
John didn't. John said, look, I ain't none of that. You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, only Yahushua had that power. We're not going to have the power to do that. Because once you start believing you one of these great prophets, you made it already. Even if you're not prideful and boastful, the type of mentality that's going to get in your mind is that you made it already. Because if you're one of these great prophets, if you Moses coming back, you're the elect. Moses ain't the elect. You're the elect. What are you no matter what you do, you're gonna make it. Then you can who knows how wicked you can get. You see what I'm saying? That's insanity. So that's what an endless genealogy. Go ahead, finish that out.
Khan. Neither give heed to fables and endless genealogies.
Read on.
Which minister questions rather than godly edification.
It's a question.
Edifying.
There's no edification in saying this brother's David. There's just no edification in it. This just is a ruddy youth right here. He's a young brother. He's a ruddy youth, and he's slayed Goliath. This is David. That's madness, man. Who's gonna learn from that? Nobody. Right? Go ahead.
That might be Josiah.
You know.
Rather than godly edifying, which is in faith, so do.
That's what we're doing. We do godly edifying. We don't say this brother's this brother. Right? Go ahead back to that.
Con. Let's see. Someone wants a scripture to prove the 2/3 will be regenerated in the kingdom.
11. Or you can get it. Whoever can get it.
So what's your data?
Your data plan. It's that iPhone, man.
Romans 11.
Yeah, Romans 11.
The Jewish fable also kind of speak towards the oral tradition
the Talmud. The Talmud. Oh yeah, all of that. Enoch, Jasher, the Talmud. What Lilith? Remember Lilith? Jewish fables. All of it madness.
Apparently, all the Kemet guys and stuff. Did they say that's just fake now? It's all made up.
Well, they've always believed that was fake, but that's not a Jewish fable. That's not a Jewish fable. This was a qualification. But go ahead when you got it.
Romans 11:26. And so all Israel shall be saved.
All what?
Israel.
All Israel shall be saved. Read.
As it is written, there shall come out of Zion the deliverer.
So it says all Israel shall be saved. All. Meaning all Israelites will eventually be in the kingdom. In order for the Most High to be true, all Israelites got to be in the kingdom. What else we got?
Someone wants to know about the Shabbat. They said over the context of what's lawful and unlawful acts during the Shabbat.
I mean, there's a laundry list. Just reading about the law of the Sabbath. You're not even really supposed to go outside of your house on the Sabbath. But if you got to go to class or camp, of course, that's a different situation, because that's good, the good works that are permissible on the Sabbath. But you should be chilling on the Sabbath. Let's just put it like that. But you can read in the law on it. What else we got?
How to go about getting another wife.
How to go about getting another wife, brother? I can't listen, brother. I don't know what to tell you.
It is true for your word.
Yeah, five is a 5-letter word, brother. All right, power. That's how you get it.
God,
Talking about the 4-letter word, boss.
What's
game?
Game. Oh yeah, I'm tripping. It's a 4-letter word. Game, brother. I can't tell you where to meet a girl. All right, try a bar. Go ahead.
It's the second time somebody's
asked. I can't believe our brother. I just got to hold on. I got just a room full of women. Let me call, see who wants you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I seen that one, man.
You mind your damn business. All right.
You go home.
That's your brother see something.
That's about it.
It says, if you were sinful in a past life, will you always be wicked?
Yeah. If you were wicked, you're always gonna be wicked.
Yeah, you never really repent.
You never really repented. What'll happen is you may in your past life have been wicked, then you turn from the wickedness. You see what I'm saying? That's why it says in Revelations, the elect follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. Meaning in every lifetime, the elect, even if they weren't born, lived wickedly at one point, repented and came back to righteousness. In every lifetime, you follow the Lamb. You follow Yahushua. In every lifetime. What else we got?
What books for edification do y'all recommend? There are many different Bibles and Apocrypha. I guess a Bible version.
The KJV is what we deal with. 1611, preferably. I mean, if you don't want to deal with the Old English, get you a regular KJV with Apocrypha. Go ahead.
Someone said answer Austin's question. I don't see Austin's question.
Hold on. I think, matter of fact, hold on. Somebody phoned it in.
Austin says we keep skipping his question.
I don't understand why people always complain about the question being skipped. What you do is you keep writing your question.
Listen, I just said it like 6 times.
Yeah, so I can see your question.
It's Austin, man. Bye, dude. You about to get blocked in a minute.
Don't block him. Leave him alone.
All right. He gonna say, "Help me, nigga. This need this question answered." Repeat the question. I said it like 5 times.
What do I say when Christians say they speak and have spiritual relationship with the Lord and claim to have this spiritual relationship above the Bible? What do you say? Isaiah 8:20.
Yeah, look, somebody said it too. They said you haven't posted a question. Oh, is that the brother? They said you haven't posted that in a while. I don't know what's up with this guy.
Go ahead.
You said Isaiah 8:20?
Mm-hmm.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 8, verse 20.
Mm-hmm.
To the law.
To the what?
To the law.
To the law.
And to the testimony.
Uh-huh.
If they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them.
It has to, if it doesn't speak according to the law and the testimony, there's no light in it, period. It don't matter what the people say. If it goes against the law and the testimony, it's not real. It's of Satan.
right.
What other questions we got?
Let's see. I don't know if this guy's serious. Why is the so-called white man the goddamn devil?
If you have to ask that question, you got problems.
Just look around. Slava say master, man. Slava master.
You know, what else we got?
Find a word person. Look at him.
Satan. He's red, ain't
Hey, I gotta.
he? Go ahead.
I need to get you that issue and stuff too, though. So.
Okay, we'll deal with that in a minute. Go ahead.
Someone said, if I can see the future in my dreams, is that witchcraft?
No.
It depends on if it's according to what you're seeing is according. That's why guys be like, "Oh, this sister had a dream. She said she's seen God." Only thing I say is, "What'd you see?"
Yeah,
you say you seen some little white baby.
It's what that's of Satan. But if you saw the future, then it's of God. Period. You won't know it's the future until it happens.
Right.
So that's when you get the confirmation. People seeing God, Jesus Christ, a white man. Well, remember that Panamanian dude came to camp? Remember you said that, and he told it to you. You was on the mic.
I said, what do you look like?
He was white.
I said, man, that wasn't a vision, brother. That was a nightmare.
That's right. He's seen a little white angel, a little just white baby Cupid flying around your dreams. That was from the devil. Go ahead.
Yeah, some brother asked, I don't know if it's brother now. He says, is gambling or betting or fantasy sports unlawful?
No, but watch it and don't turn it into an addiction and go broke. All right. I once knew a brother in Christ, whether in or out of the body, I do not know. He started gambling for a while, lost a lot of money. Okay, stepped away from that. Brother in Christ. Go ahead.
I seen this question came up twice. Before coming into the truth, what should someone to start repentance? I guess what should someone do to start repentance?
Cold turkey.
No pork, no drugs. Stop shaving. Those are what did the apostles say in Acts?
Sacrificing the animals,
the dietary law
and fornication.
The dietary law, and stop going around having sex with all these women like you've been doing, and just calm down and lock in. You know, go ahead. You said what? Acts 5.
I mean, it's all throughout. It's repeated like no 20. No, it was 5 and 21.
Giving them
5 and 21. Yeah,
giving them
24.
just came in instructions. Stop fornicating. Stop eating all this madness. You know, and start getting holy. Go ahead.
Sure.
Is it on it?
Sure.
Trying to quit smoking cigarettes. Any scriptures for strength?
Prayer and fasting. That's what Yahweh said. We've seen it. It's tested and proved.
Khan.
Jesus Christ didn't lie, did he? Go ahead.
Will we remember this life in the kingdom?
Yes.
Is the chip in the bank cards unlawful?
No, it's not in you. It becomes unlawful when it's inserted in you. Listen on that.
Someone said, how do I donate?
In the video, in the description, on our main page, SICARRI 1715, in the description of pretty much all the most recent videos from the last couple months, there's a PayPal and GoFundMe link. Click on that link. You'll be able to donate. Or you can leave a super chat now if you have that set up as well.
Con, which someone I think did.
Another brother. Well, I know Kabar Kazaa did. But yeah, we accept super chat, GoFundMe, PayPal, and whatnot.
That looks like
So that's a wrap.
That's about a wrap.
Yeah, that's about a wrap.
All right. With that, we give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and stay shalom.